Hey, Rach.
Yes?
To those shoes.
Dogs out at LAX.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
You can get darn across. Hold on. Here. Yeah, hold on.
All right. Congrats, Rachel.
So, Hollywood's latest sleight of hand involves making a princess disappear faster than the box office returns on her own movie. And the plot twist is so over the top, you can practically taste the stale popcorn. Rachel Zegler, once crowned. Disney's next Golden Girl has pulled a full Houdini, reportedly hopping a last-minute flight to Dubai the very moment whispers of Disney's looming financial bloodbath hit gossip radar, leaving behind a trail of deleted posts, jet tracking, receipts, and executives who suddenly discovered an urgent need for extra deodorant. Snow White, that iconic fairy tale we all thought was critic-proof, stumbled out of the gate with a limp opening of barely 77 million worldwide. Yes, 77, a number that would make even a bargain bin rom-com blush.
They're leaning in.
Or what?
They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified
Yeah.
of some kind of backlash. I mean, you see with Disney now. I mean, Disney, one of the most gay-friendly companies that we've had in a very long time.
And Disney decided to hire the most insufferable girl boss narcissist that exists on Earth, who hates Snow White.
Movie companies are going to look at her and they're going to say box office poison. And a lot of this is due to her behavior leading up to the film's release.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
A movie based on literal pixelated bricks, swaggered into theaters and casually pocketed roughly $300 million in its debut weekend, which proves that respecting your source material beats lecturing your audience every single time. Disney, that once unstoppable dream factory, is now convening emergency boardroom séances to ask the unthinkable. Did our lead actress torch a billion-dollar brand with her own mouth, or did we hand her the flamethrower, light the match, and cheer from the sidelines? Insiders swear the suits are scouring every morality clause like medieval monks hunting for heresy, and the words clawback bonuses are floating through the halls with all the warmth of a winter draft.
This girl took the money and then decided that she wanted to go out there and, you know what, I'm going to take my stand. Well, you should have made that stand before you took the money to promote a film, because that's not in line with your job description.
Imagine signing on for the role of a lifetime only to end up calculating whether your lawyer can afford beachfront property after Disney demands a refund. Meanwhile, Rachel's PR team is reportedly split into warring factions. Half want her to stage a tearful soul-bearing sit-down, half want her to vanish for a decade and emerge as a jazz hand-wielding Broadway darling, yet nobody can agree on how to stick the landing when the runway is on fire.
For context, Variety wrote a report recently titled Inside Disney's Snow White Fiasco, Death Threats, Beefed Up Security, and a Social Media Guru for Rachel Zegler.
And just when you thought the circus couldn't get any gaudier, critics who predicted Minecraft would flop harder than a pancake on a cold griddle now watch in stunned silence as families cram theaters like it is the second coming of cinematic. Joy, handing the Pixel Party an audience score of 87%, while Snow White's rotten rating sinks faster than the Titanic's violin section. Cue Rachel in distant Dubai reading those numbers and allegedly having the kind of meltdown usually reserved for reality TV finales. Social media, never one to miss a free roast, has transformed into a meme factory, dissecting Rachel's perfectly polished apology, an apology so robotic it might have been assembled by Disney Imagineers on autopilot, and comparing it side by side with classic PR disasters, because nothing screams sincerity like a brand-safe statement that feels printed on recycled corporate buzzwords.
She is crapping on the original production. I was scared of it. Oh, it was so weird. It was a stalker. Like, I feel like if you are taking on the most iconic Disney role ever, genuinely, like this was the most prolific Disney film, I feel like you should kind of have some sort of reverence.
Even better, an off-script behind-the-scenes clip surfaces, featuring Rachel delivering comments so tone-deaf you could use them to tune a piano. Within hours, the video racks up millions of views, proving once again the internet never sleeps and never, ever forgets. Brands once eager to plaster her face across their campaigns are now tapping the brakes harder than a teenager who just spotted a speed trap, shelving collaborations and whispering about re-evaluating our strategic alignment, which is code for call us when the firestorm stops trending.
No, I've been getting a lot of questions about, like, how do I feel? I feel amazing.
She's just not stable.
I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have.
Meanwhile, Disney's legendary marketing machine is suddenly less Marvel and more malfunction, with executives quietly yanking funding from future live-action reboots as if the phrase course correction didn't translate to clean up on aisle catastrophic. Mid-video pause. Dear viewers, drop a comment below and tell us which meltdown reigns supreme, Disney's box office nosedive or Rachel's vanishing act. We promise to read every snarky take while sipping tea brewed from Hollywood tears.
Yeah, the entire film's about a love story. Yeah, I mean, it's about a love story because that's what the point of the film is, and I'm sorry that chivalry and a man pursuing you is now deemed as stalking, which now it's kind of making sense why men are opting out of the dating scene.
Back to the carnage. Inside sources claim the studio's internal blame game has reached soap opera levels of drama, with marketing pointing at casting pointing at executives, and everyone pointing at Rachel, because scapegoats are cheaper than rewriting a script that should have stayed true to a 1937 masterpiece in the first place. And in the ultimate twist of irony, Minecraft, a film about stacking digital cubes, honored its fan base by sticking to the goofy charm of the game, while Snow White tried to teach the audience a 21st century lecture nobody paid to. Spoiler alert, Hollywood, people shell out $15 for escapism, not PowerPoint slides on progressivism. Police reportedly had to escort overexcited kids from certain Minecraft screenings. Imagine the optics. Pixel characters incite more raw enthusiasm than Disney's parade of CGI dwarfs and self-righteous monologues. All the while, Rachel's silence thunders louder than any statement she could post, and every minute without a public appearance fuels fresh rumors. Some say she's negotiating hush-hush settlements, others claim she is curled up in a Dubai penthouse binging crisis management manuals.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I watched it for the first time in probably 17 years.
Sponsors glimpse those headlines. 250 million potential losses, legal action, fans chanting boycott. And they start ghosting like bad Tinder dates, because attaching your brand to controversy is about as appetizing as microwaved fish in an elevator. Yet Disney seems eager to pretend they're merely innocent bystanders in their own train wreck, as though the studio didn't greenlight every script change, approve every press junket, and sign off on every eye-rolling, quote, criticizing the prince for being, well, a prince.
God forbid a woman dream about true love. We're all just sitting around here, maybe I could be president one day. I hate men, I just want to be president. That screams Disney princess. Oh my God, I'm literally getting enraged. Once again, I feel like I'm back in 2022.
The best part? Executives now whisper about pausing further princess remakes, admitting behind closed doors that maybe, just maybe, audiences still love timeless tales when you don't suffocate them with moral grandstanding. A revelation so obvious even a 7-year-old could have spelled it out in crayon. Somewhere out there, a nervous intern is drafting another apology template, while Minecraft's producers toast pixelated champagne to their unexpected victory lap. Industry insiders keep asking whether Rachel can crawl out of this crater, or if she'll become a cautionary tale taught in acting school seminars titled How to Nuke a Career in 12 Interviews or Less. But the internet jury is savage, and the verdict might stick around longer than your favorite streaming show's cancellation outrage.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White.
That laugh.
That is
Not going to be saved by
You
the
wrote
prince.
it?
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Disney, for its part, is rumored to be calculating whether cutting ties cleanly might salvage shareholder confidence, because nothing says accountability like tossing the lead under the tour bus while quietly retooling your entire reboot strategy. And here we are, dear viewers, munching on digital popcorn, marveling at how a studio once synonymous with magic transformed a guaranteed hit into a case study in brand self-sabotage, while a blocky video game adaptation waltzed in and stole the fairy dust. So pour one out for what might have been a charming update, and instead became a glitter bomb of hubris. Because in Hollywood, the moral of the story is never about lessons learned. It is about who can spin the fallout into the next lucrative headline. If you savored every bite of this schadenfreude buffet, tap that subscribe button, sprinkle a like for the algorithm gods, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into Tinseltown's never-ending parade of self-inflicted disasters after. All with scandals popping off faster than Disney stock can drop, you'll want a front row seat for the sequel.